You've tried motivation. You've watched the videos. You've felt that fire for a few hours, maybe a few days. And then you're back to the same habits, the same procrastination, the same excuses. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people never tell you. Motivation is not what's missing in your life. Motivation is temporary. What you actually need is a new identity. Because no matter how motivated you feel, you'll always act like the person you believe you are. And if that identity doesn't change, nothing else will either. Think about it. You don't wake up every day motivated to brush your teeth. You don't need hype music to charge your phone. You do those things automatically because they are part of who you are. But when it comes to discipline, consistency, money, health, or focus, suddenly you're waiting for motivation. That's the trap. Motivation works on the surface. Identity works at the core. And today, we're going to talk about how to reprogram your mind by changing who you see yourself as, not what you try to force yourself to do. Before we go deeper, if content like this helps you think differently and grow stronger mentally, make sure you like this video and subscribe to Wealth Wave. This channel is all about building the mindset, discipline, and awareness needed to level up your life quietly but powerfully. One click now helps you stay connected to this kind of content, and it really supports the channel. Now, let me tell you a simple story. Imagine two people who both want to get fit. One says, "I'm trying to work out." The other says, "I'm an athlete." On the surface, they're doing the same thing, but their identities are completely different. When the alarm rings at 5 a.m., the first person negotiates. The second one gets up, not because of motivation, but because athletes train. That's who they are. The behavior follows the identity, not the other way around. Most people get this backward. They say, "Once I'm successful, then I'll believe in myself. Once I make money, then I'll feel confident. Once I'm consistent, then I'll see myself as disciplined." But the truth is, identity comes first. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your identity every single time. Right now, you have an invisible self-image running in the background of your mind. It's like an operating system. It decides what feels normal to you, what feels uncomfortable, and what feels impossible. If deep down you see yourself as someone who quits, someone who struggles, someone who is always behind, then even when opportunities appear, your mind will quietly pull you back to what feels familiar, not because you're weak, but because your identity hasn't been updated. This is why motivation fades. Motivation is external. Identity is internal. Motivation says, "Let's do this." Identity says, "This is who I am." And the brain will always protect identity more than goals. If your goal conflicts with your identity, the goal loses every time. So, how do you actually change identity? Not with affirmations you don't believe. Not by pretending. Identity changes through evidence. Small, repeated actions that send a new signal to your brain. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you are becoming. One workout doesn't make you fit. One focused work session doesn't make you disciplined. But repeated actions, even small ones, start to rewrite the story you tell yourself. Here's where most people mess up. They try to make massive changes overnight. They say, "From tomorrow, I'll wake up at 5, work out for an hour, eat clean, work 10 hours, and never procrastinate again." That doesn't change identity. That overwhelms the system. The brain rejects it because it doesn't match who you believe you are. Real identity change starts small, almost boring, but it's powerful. Instead of saying, "I want to be successful," you say, "I am the kind of person who shows up daily." Instead of trying to read a book a week, you read 1 page a day. Instead of trying to save thousands, you save a few dollars consistently. These actions feel insignificant, but they're not. They are proof, and proof changes belief. Your mind is always watching what you do, not what you say. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, no matter how small, your identity shifts a little. And every time you break one, it shifts back. That's why discipline isn't about punishment. It's about self-trust. When you trust yourself, consistency becomes natural. Let's talk about language, because language shapes identity. Pay attention to how you describe yourself. If you say, I'm bad with money, your brain accepts that as truth. If you say, I always procrastinate, your mind looks for ways to prove you right. Start changing the language, even before the behavior fully changes. Say, I'm becoming more disciplined. Say, I'm learning how to manage money better. These aren't lies. They are directions. Another powerful shift is this. Stop asking, what should I do? Start asking, what would the person I want to become do in this situation? That one question changes everything. When you think from identity, decisions become easier. You don't debate. You align. There will be days when you feel tired, days when you feel unmotivated, days when quitting feels comfortable. This is where identity matters most, because when motivation is gone, identity remains. You don't need to feel inspired to act in alignment with who you are becoming. You just do it, the same way you breathe, the same way you show up to responsibilities you've already accepted. And understand this clearly. Changing identity doesn't mean becoming someone fake or unrealistic. It means removing the old labels that no longer serve you, the ones that were built from past failures, other people's opinions, or limited experiences. You are not your past. You are not your worst habit. You are not your lowest moment. Identity is flexible, but only if you consciously reshape it. This is exactly why Wealth Wave focuses so much on mindset and internal shifts. Money, success, and freedom all start in the mind before they ever show up in real life. If you don't upgrade the identity, the results won't stick, even if you get them temporarily. Now here's something important. When you start changing identity, there will be resistance, not just from inside you, but from the world around you. People are comfortable with the version of you they know. When you grow, when you act differently, when you stop explaining yourself, some people won't like it. That's normal. Don't negotiate your future with people who are attached to your past. Identity change also requires patience. You won't feel different overnight, but one day you'll notice something powerful. You'll do the right thing without forcing it. You'll say no to distractions naturally. You'll feel uncomfortable when you skip discipline. That's when you know the shift is happening. The behavior that once felt hard now feels normal. So let me leave you with this. Stop chasing motivation. Stop waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, the perfect energy. Decide who you are becoming. Then act like that person in the smallest possible way every single day. Not loudly, not for validation. Quietly, consistently. And now I want to hear from you. In the comments, tell me one identity you're choosing to step into starting today. Is it being disciplined, focused, confident, financially aware? Write it down. Saying it publicly reinforces it. And if you found value in this message, share this video with someone who's stuck waiting for motivation. Sometimes one shift in identity can change an entire life. Stay focused, stay intentional, and keep rising with Wealth Wave.